All right, let's jump right in. Today we're diving deep, into Nigerian headlines.
Sounds good.
From February 19th, 2025.
Okay.
We got, the usual stuff from Vanguard, PM News,
Yeah.
Legit News. And I got to say, it's a wild mix.
Oh, really?
We've got,
What's going on?
it seems like security is front and center.
Okay.
The political scene, never a dull moment there.
Right.
But also, there's this, surprising fintech boom happening.
Huh. Interesting.
Kind of under the radar.
Yeah.
And well-knowing Nigerian media, we might even stumble across some juicy celebrity gossip along the way.
All right. Well, I'm always up for some of that.
Okay, so let's start with this theme that just jumps out from every page.
Okay.
Security, all three sources are just jam-packed with news about crime and police, just this general sense of unrest. Feels like every other headline is about security.
It's definitely a dominant theme, and I think it reflects a very real concern across the country.
Yeah?
We see the Lagos police commissioner warning criminals.
Right.
We see the creation of a new security outfit in Kano State.
Yeah.
These are all reactions to this kind of widespread anxiety about security.
It's clearly top of mind for everyone.
They were like government and for the public.
One story that really stood out to me was the escape of those suspects in the lawmakers' killing.
Oh, yeah.
And that was in all three sources.
Wow.
It's like a plot from a Nollywood thriller.
It really highlights, I think, the challenges facing Nigeria's security apparatus. It's one thing to apprehend suspects, but it's a whole other issue to have a system that can effectively investigate and prosecute and ultimately deliver justice.
Yeah.
This case and all the attention that it's getting, it speaks to a deeper issue of trust or maybe a lack thereof in the legal system and law enforcement.
So help me understand then, is this intense focus on security, is this a recent development?
Okay.
Or is this just, another Tuesday in Nigeria?
Well, Nigeria has a long history, a complex history with security challenges.
Yeah.
We're talking about everything from terrorism and banditry in the north to communal clashes and kidnappings in different regions across the country.
Yeah.
These issues have very deep roots. They're intertwined with socioeconomic factors, historical grievances, political dynamics. So while the headlines might feel overwhelming, they're not emerging from a vacuum.
Okay, so there's a context here that we need to understand.
Exactly.
All right, well, let's shift gears a little bit from security to another topic that's always, kind of lurking in the background, politics.
Of course.
And it seems like there's a lot of overlap between the two.
Absolutely. Like the End Bad Governance protests in Kano really illustrate this intersection. People are demanding better security, but it's tied to their frustrations with governance as a whole.
It's interesting, though, because we see these protests, and then in PM News, there's this glowing tribute to Edwin Clark.
Oh, wow.
I mean, talk about a contrast.
Yeah.
On one hand, you have accusations of corruption and demands for change, and on the other hand, you have a celebration of a political figure.
Well, you have to understand, Edwin Clark is a significant figure in Nigerian politics.
Okay.
He's a prominent Ijaw leader, a vocal advocate for the Niger Delta region, and, he's considered an elder statesman.
Yes.
He's been a part of Nigeria's political landscape for decades, so understanding his role and his influence is crucial to understanding the complexities of Nigerian politics.
Gotcha. So this is not just, some random guy getting pat on the back?
No, not at all.
It is kind of ironic, though, that a former militant leader is the one praising him as a statesman.
Right. Politics is rarely black and white.
Yeah.
Alliances shift, ideologies evolve. Yesterday's adversaries can become today's allies.
For sure. And speaking of complexities, we can't forget Nnamdi Kanu and his ongoing legal battles.
Right.
That was mentioned in both Vanguard and Legit News.
Yeah, his case with all the layers of separatist movements and historical grievances and legal arguments. It speaks to the ongoing tensions and the divisions within the country.
It feels like we're only scratching the surface here.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm already getting a sense of just how intricate Nigerian politics can be.
Absolutely.
All right, well, ready for a change of pace.
I think so.
Let's talk money. Or more specifically, one man who seems to be synonymous with money in Nigeria, Aliko Dangote.
Of course.
His name is everywhere.
Well, he's not just a name. He's an economic force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
According to Vanguard, his net worth has practically doubled recently.
What?
Reaching a staggering $23.9 billion.
Wow, that's not just money. That's a whole money universe.
Right.
So beyond just personal fortune, why is he dominating the headlines?
Okay.
What makes him so important to the Nigerian economy?
Dangote's influence extends far beyond his personal wealth.
Okay.
His business ventures, particularly in cement, sugar, and now petroleum refining, they are shaping Nigeria's economic landscape.
Wow.
He's not just playing the game, he's building the board and writing the rules.
So Legit News had this story about Nigerians rushing to buy Dangote petrol after a video went viral,
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
suggesting that it lasts longer than other brands.
Interesting.
Hold on, a viral video about petrol quality that's marketing genius?
It's amazing.
But seriously, how much impact can a video really have on people's buying habits?
You know, it's a testament to Dangote's brand power
Okay.
and the public perception of his products. He's managed to build a reputation for quality and reliability, and that translates into trust.
Okay.
But it also highlights the significance of his entry into the petroleum refining sector. You know, Nigeria has struggled with fuel shortages
Right.
and import dependence for years, so having a domestic player like Dangote stepping up could be a game changer.
So we're talking potential economic growth, job creation, maybe even a shift in the energy landscape.
Absolutely.
This is more than just petrol. It's about national pride, self-sufficiency,
Yeah.
and a whole lot of economic hope riding on one man's shoulders.
It's a fascinating case study on the intersection of business economics and national aspirations.
Yeah.
Dangote's success is really intertwined with Nigeria's own quest for economic stability and growth.
All right, let's keep this economic train rolling.
Okay.
One thing that really stood out to me was all this news about financial technology, fintech.
Right.
In Nigeria, it's like there's a quiet revolution happening while everyone is focused on security and politics.
You're absolutely right. The fact that an Austrian company, Austricard, is partnering with Nigerian fintechs, as reported by Vanguard, shows the growing global interest in this sector.
Wow.
It's not just a local phenomenon, it's attracting international attention and investment.
And what's driving this interest?
Okay.
What's so special about the Nigerian fintech scene?
Well, Nigeria, despite its economic challenges, has a large and young population that's rapidly adopting technology.
Okay.
And this creates fertile ground for fintech innovation.
So traditional banking infrastructure is often limited.
Yes, particularly in rural areas.
So mobile money, online payment platforms, even cryptocurrencies are filling the gap.
They are providing financial services to millions who were previously excluded.
So it's not just about fancy apps and tech jargon.
Right.
It's about real people getting access to financial services.
Exactly. And it's not just about individual empowerment.
Right.
The growth of fintech is attracting investment, it's creating jobs, and it's fostering a culture of innovation.
Okay.
It's a sector with the potential to reshape not just the financial landscape, but also the broader social and economic fabric of the nation.
Right, hold on a second. You're telling me we've got security concerns dominating the headlines,
Yeah.
political drama playing out in real time, a billionaire businessman building an economic empire, and a fintech revolution brewing beneath the surface.
It's a lot.
It's like Nigeria is a pressure cooker of activity and we're just trying to keep up.
And we haven't even gotten to the truly bizarre stuff yet.
Oh, you know, I love a good surprise.
Nigerian media always finds a way to surprise you.
So what kind of unexpected twists and turns are waiting for us in these headlines? Spill the tea.
Well, prepare to be amazed. Legit News reported this story about an Osun monarch who had been missing for 4 years
Oh, wow.
and was suddenly found in FBI custody.
What?
The details are still emerging,
Okay.
but it's a story that raises more questions than answers.
Yeah, like what was a traditional ruler doing in the U.S.?
Exactly.
And how did he end up in the hands of the FBI?
Right. It speaks to the unpredictable nature of news in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Sometimes the most unexpected stories offer the most intriguing glimpses into the complexities of society.
For sure.
And this case, with its blend of traditional authority, international intrigue, and potential legal ramifications, it's a prime example.
Okay, so we've got a missing monarch, a potential international incident, and a whole lot of mystery.
A lot going on.
What else is in these headlines?
Well, remember our discussion about Dangote's influence.
Yeah.
Even the seemingly mundane stories about fuel quality and Nigerians rushing to buy his petrol, they speak to a deeper cultural phenomenon.
Okay.
There's a sense of national pride associated with Dangote's success.
Oh, interesting.
And people are eager to support homegrown industry.
It's like he's become a symbol of Nigerian ingenuity and economic power.
Exactly.
People aren't just buying petrol, they're buying into this vision of a stronger, more self-reliant Nigeria.
I think so.
It's pretty inspiring, actually.
It is.
Okay, you know, I can't resist a little celebrity gossip.
Of course.
Did these headlines deliver any juicy tidbits from the world of Nigerian entertainment?
Well, Legit News couldn't resist including a snippet about Davido, the Afrobeats superstar, showing some public affection for Kioma.
Ah.
It's a small detail, but it reflects the fascination with celebrity culture in Nigeria and how it intertwines with everyday life.
Celebrities, they're just like us.
Right.
Except with way more Instagram followers.
Of course.
They have probably a better dance routine.
Maybe.
But seriously, it's a reminder that even amidst the political drama and economic anxieties, people still crave those moments of lightheartedness and entertainment.
I agree.
It's a universal human need.
Absolutely. These human interest stories, whether they're about missing monarchs, petrol buying frenzies, or celebrity PDA, they provide a glimpse into the cultural fabric of Nigeria.
Mhm.
They offer a window into the anxieties, the aspirations, and even the humor that define everyday life.
All right, let's take a step back for a second and try to make sense of all of this.
Okay.
We've covered security concerns, political complexities, economic powerhouses, and even a touch of celebrity sparkle.
It's a lot.
What's the overall takeaway? What does this snapshot of Nigerian headlines tell us about the state of the nation?
I think the key takeaway here is the sheer dynamism of Nigeria.
Okay.
It's a country that's constantly evolving, grappling its challenges, and embracing opportunities.
Yeah.
From the headlines alone, we see a nation that's deeply concerned about security, yet also brimming with entrepreneurial spirit and a hunger for progress.
It's like a whirlwind of activities,
It
a
is.
constant push and pull between anxieties and aspirations.
Exactly, and it's precisely this complexity, this blend of challenges and opportunities that makes Nigeria such a fascinating place to observe and understand.
Yeah.
It's a nation that defies easy categorization, a place where contradictions coexist and narratives constantly shift.
You know what really strikes me is how interconnected all of these seemingly disparate trends are.
Uh-huh.
Security concerns influence political discourse.
Right.
Economic developments shape social dynamics, and technological advancements impact everything from financial inclusion to entertainment consumption.
Yeah,
It's like a giant ecosystem where everything is linked.
that's a brilliant observation.
Thanks.
And it's precisely why it's so important to look beyond the surface, to delve deeper into the nuances and connections that make up a society.
Mm-hmm.
These headlines are just the starting point.
Yeah.
They spark our curiosity and invite us to explore further, to ask questions, and to seek a more comprehensive understanding of the forces shaping Nigeria's future.
Well said. And on that note, I think it's time for us to wrap up this deep dive. But before we do, I want to leave our listeners with a final thought to ponder.
Okay, let's give them something to chew on.
We've talked about the challenges and the progress, the anxieties and the aspirations. But the question that lingers in my mind is this.
Mm-hmm.
What will Nigeria's narrative be in the years to come? Will it be defined by the ongoing struggle for security, or will it be a story of resilience, innovation, and economic empowerment?
Good question.
Perhaps it will be a blend of both a testament to the country's complexity and its unwavering spirit.
I think that's a question that only time can answer.
Yeah.
But one thing is, certain Nigeria's story is far from over.
Okay.
It's a story that's being written every day in the headlines, in the streets, and in the hearts of its people.
Beautifully put. And on that note, we'll leave you to ponder that question, dear listener. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep an eye on Nigeria.
It's a fascinating place.
It's a country that never ceases to amaze. And hey, while you're at it, keep an eye out for that dango tetrol at the pumps.
Good idea.
You never know. It might just last you a little longer.
Until next time, keep diving deep.
As we've been going through these headlines, I've noticed something interesting.
Oh, yeah.
It's like there's this underlying current of, well, let's just say uniquely Nigerian stories
Okay.
mixed in with all the, serious news.
Ah, yes, you're talking about that blend of the sensational, the dramatic, and sometimes even the bizarre.
Exactly.
That seems to permeate Nigerian media.
Yeah, it's not your current news cycle.
It's really not.
For example, Legit News had this story about a couple who got into a heated argument
Mm-hmm.
and ended up attacking each other with machetes.
Oh, wow.
Machetes. It's like something straight out of a Nollywood action film.
These stories, while often presented in a sensationalized way, can actually reveal a lot about societal tensions,
Right.
cultural norms, and the anxieties that people are grappling with.
Right.
It's like holding up a distorted mirror to society,
Yeah.
reflecting both the beauty and the blemishes.
It's like they're saying, hey, life in Nigeria is never dull.
Right.
You've got drama, passion, and a whole lot of stories that will make you shake your head and laugh at the same time.
Exactly. And sometimes those stories tap into a collective sense of humor,
Oh, cool.
a way of coping with the challenges,
Yeah.
and finding a bit of levity in the midst of chaos.
Speaking of chaos, Legit News also had this piece about a popular footballer who missed a crucial penalty kick,
Oh, no.
leading to his team's defeat. Now, I'm not a diehard football fan,
Right.
but even I know that missing a penalty kick in Nigeria is practically a national tragedy.
Oh, yeah. Football is more than just a sport in Nigeria.
Right.
It's a source of national pride, a unifying force, and a way for people to escape from the pressures of everyday life.
So when a star player fails to deliver,
It's heartbreaking.
it triggers a wave of emotion.
For sure. From disappointment to anger to, yes, even humor.
It's like the entire nation collectively groans,
Yeah.
throws their hands up in the air, and then starts cracking jokes about it on social media.
It's true.
It's a shared experience.
It is a cultural phenomenon that binds people together.
And then there's the story about Very Darkman.
Oh, yeah.
The social media personality who was flaunting his wealth online
Uh-huh.
and ended up getting a visit from the EFCC talk about instant comma.
Wow. It's like a modern-day morality tale playing out on Instagram.
Right.
The allure of wealth, the dangers of showing off, and the ever-present EFCC lurking in the
It's
shadows.
got all the elements of a classic Nigerian drama.
It does. These stories, however outlandish they may seem, tap into a fascination with wealth,
Yeah.
status, and the consequences of seeking them through questionable means.
Okay.
They serve as cautionary tales, reminding people that even in the digital age, there are limits to what you can get away with.
So what's the takeaway for our listeners? How should they approach these stories that seem to blur the line between news and entertainment, between reality and absurdity?
I would say embrace the absurdity, but don't dismiss it as mere sensationalism. These stories, when viewed through the lens of cultural understanding, offer valuable insights into Nigerian society. They reveal anxieties, aspirations, and a way of life that's both captivating and challenging.
It's like reading between the lines,
Exactly.
looking beyond the headlines to uncover the deeper narratives that shape a nation.
That's a great way to put it.
I think we've covered a lot of ground today, from the serious to the sensational, from the political to the financial, and everything in between. It's been a wild ride, and I hope our listeners have gained a deeper appreciation for the complexities and contradictions that make Nigeria such a fascinating country.
It has been a pleasure exploring these headlines with you.
Likewise.
Remember, Nigeria's story is constantly evolving, so keep your eyes open, your minds curious, and never stop asking questions.
And hey, if you happen to see very dark men driving around in a flashy car,
Yeah.
maybe give them a friend-like reminder about the EFCC. Just a thought. Until next time, keep diving deep.